Okay, again, this is sum review number 6, and we'll do 5 and 6. Okay, and what do we have? First of all, we got some piecewise functions over here, and these are got 3 little pieces, so these are interesting. -1 if x is less than 1, so that's a line. This is a cubic. If the absolute value of x is less than 1, so that means that x is going to be between and equal to -1 and +1. All the numbers are between, including the ends, and then just a straight line. Again, refer to your handout there. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So if we look at this, when x is, first of all, I look at the cubic because that's in closed points. So this is x cubed if x is between 1 and -1. That's the absolute value is less than 1. So we just write part of our cubic. Remember, our cubic goes down like this. But we're just looking at this little section there. X equals -1. All right. If x is less than -1, and then, or sorry, y equals -1 if x is, okay, y equals -1, excuse me, if x is less than -1, okay? And then y equals x, and this is just my line, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, when x is greater than 1. So y equals x when x is greater than 1. So there's your 5a. Okay, 5b is a combination. This is a little bit of everything. We got a line, -x, -7. If x is less than -2, then we got a cubic, but it's shifted. Okay, and we've got a quadratic that's shaped like an N, and it's shifted. So we got a horizontal vertical shift. So let's take a look at those. So again, look at your paper, and the first part, y equals -x minus 7. So my intercept is -7, so I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then my slope is -1, so I can go back 1, up 1, back 1, up 1. And that's, that's -1 over +1, -1 over +1, so that's the slope of -1. And I can put some points in, and that's what I did on this little graph paper to draw my line. Now we have the shifted cubic. Now this is a cubic, but it's got a shift of -4, so I'm going to go down 4, and I'm going to go to the left 1. So I go to the left 1 and down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's where the center point is. That's the center point like here, except I just shifted the cubic. So I'll just draw the same thing, but shift it down, and then I'll continue it up here. And I can get another point, because I can check that. Remember, from our cubic, y equals x cubed, if I'm going from here, if I go over 1, I go up 1, because 1 cubed is 1, or -1 cubed is -1. If I go over 2, 2 cubed is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's my point. So I can get some actual points here. So that's that part of the cubic, and that's right between. So that's less than or equal to 2. All right. I'm sorry. This is greater than or equal to -2. I'm looking at my paper over here. And less than 1. So it's going to be up here, but not equal to 1. And then when it's 1 or greater, it's this parabola, and it's shaped like an N. It's a standard shape. There's no number in front. But my vertex is shifted 2 to the right and up 5. So I go 2 to the right, 1, 2, and I go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's the center of this parabola. And it's a negative, so it's going to be shaped like an N. So I go left to right 1, I go down 1, I go right 2, 2 squared is 4, so I go down 4, go right 3, 3 squared is 9, I go down 9. So I can get some good points to give me that. So we have a line, cubic shifted, and a upside down or an N-shaped parabola shifted. So that's a pretty good one. Okay, and letter C, the last of these 3 little pronged piecewise function, a line. I got the absolute value, and I've got a vertical shift, and there's also the shape change too on this one. It's a little tricky. And then I've got a upside down parabola with a horizontal shift. Okay, so let's take a look at the line first. X plus 2, well, I go up here 2, 1, 2, and there's the vertex, and the slope is 1, so we'll go like this, except I'm going to go back, because I don't start it except it's less than 2. I'm sorry, less than -2. Excuse me. So this is the line, and I go up here right up to negative 2, but not at negative 2. Now on this other one, on this absolute value, it's 2. So it's got a 2 times this, so it's got a shape change, and it's also shifted down 4. So I'll go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then instead of going over 1 up 1, I go over 1 up 2 because it's got that 2 in front. And then I go over 2 up 4 because it's 2 times the absolute value. Okay, so it looks like this. So it's shifted down, but it's a little skinnier than the normal one. It's a little skinnier than the normal one because it's got the 2 in front. And then it's open because it says the absolute value is less than 2, so that means it's going to be greater than negative 2 and smaller than positive 2, so in this range here. And then I've got my minus x minus 2 squared, so that's my upside down parabola, but that's going to be shifted down over here. It's not going to be shifted down, pardon me. It's going to be facing down because it's negative. Okay, and it's actually equal to 2, so I got a point here. So, and again, I go down, over 1 down 1, over 2 down 4, and there's my upside down parabola, or my N-shaped parabola, shifted 2 to the right. Okay, so that was letter C. That was kind of an interesting one. Okay, and the last one, number 6. This was the one I forgot. This was kind of and again, now look at this one. Is this continuous? No, because we got a hole here. So this one is discontinuous. This is continuous because everything's connected, and this is continuous. So A was continuous, B was continuous, C was discontinuous, not continuous. Okay? All right, let's take a look at number 6. And I forgot to put these are from the other parent functions. I forgot to put these in, so I kind of threw this in. And this is what we call double swoosh, goes up. And this is y equals 1 over x squared. So if I put 0 in here, I don't know what that is because that's 1 over 0. That's actually the vertical asymptote. If I go plus or minus 1, it's going to be 1 because 1 squared or negative 1 squared is 1. So if I go plus or minus 1, I get 1. If I go plus or minus 2, 2 squared is 4, so I get 1/4. And if I go plus or minus 1/2, okay, 1/2 squared is 1/4. 1 over 1/4 is 4, so I get 4. So I get some good points there, so this is what we've got. And then letter B, we just shifted. It's the same thing, except it's going to be shifted 3 to the right, so I go 1, 2, 3, and I put my asymptote there, which was normally the y-axis, so it's shifted over here. And no problem, this goes straight up. And it's the same thing. It looks like this is just shifted over, so we've got our 1. This is our 1/4, and that's our 4s. Okay? And then letter C, this is the same thing, except I'm going to shift it up 2. So I just moved this kind of up 2. So this was kind of like this axis, except it's shifted up 2. And the same thing. So it's centered about this axis. So from this point, 1, 1, or negative 1, 1. And then this is the 1/4. And then I go up to 4. I couldn't really see that, so I kind of approximated it. And that's letter C. Okay, so that should wrap up summer assignment 6.